I think, what's the highest you can have? 850, I think it is.
Yep, it's 850.
Is that even real? Like, how do you get that? Like, how? Like, I be sitting there looking at my credit score right now is probably like, I think like a 704 or something.
Excellent.
But
That's good.
that's excellent, really.
Yeah,
It
that's
seems
excellent
far
credit.
from a. But the thing is, when I was trying to do something, they was telling me I don't really have credit like that because my thing is, I don't like bills. Like, if I was to, like, say, if I was to lease an apartment, I would be like, how long is my lease? 2 years? All right, how much is it going to be for 2 years? Pay the whole thing up front. Here, let's get it out of here. Okay, how much is my phone bill each month? I figure it out, and I would pay at least that much so that it's for the whole year. If I buy a car, I'm buying the car. I don't want to lease the car because I always felt like if something happened, it's mine's. If
Right.
I got this car that's $100,000, $200,000, and I'm leasing it, something happened, I don't even got no means of transportation because I'm not gonna be able to pay this note. At least if
Right.
it's mine, I could be like, all right, my car's worth 200,000. I could sell my car, get a little bit of money, get a downside to a different car, and still own it. So like that's my mentality. Like, I always want to own everything. I feel like leasing, renting, all of those things is traps to keep you still paying, paying, paying. And if anything, I don't know what, like maybe you get incarcerated for 8 years and can't be around. If
Yep.
something happens,
Mm-hmm.
like, you have to figure out how you're gonna maintain these things, or you're gonna let them go, and all the money you invested into them is just gone. So when I look at whatever it was I was trying to do, they was like, you don't have um any credit like that. Like, I have 2 credit cards that I use, and that's it. I don't have a car note. I don't owe anything, and that was a problem for them. She was like, so I was like, how do I increase it? And she was like, I would suggest getting about 2 or 3 more credit cards. Have at least 4 credit cards. Keep the balances low. Like, try to use them only 10 to 15%, and that'll help increase your credit score. So I'm like, you're judging me because I pay my bills like ahead of time, as opposed
Yep.
to showing that, like, I told her that I showed up my whole, she was like, well, how about this? Are you have anywhere where you rent? I said, yeah, I have somewhere where I'm rented. At the time, my rent was probably like almost 11,000 a month. And I showed her the things, and she's like, well, this doesn't prove anything because you paid it all up front. So
Yep.
I was penalized
Yep.
because I showed that I could pay my bills ahead of time as opposed to on time.
Yep.
So, like, these are all the things that you don't realize until you're actually in the situation. So what I'm asking you now, with all of that being said, how does someone realistically sit down and be like, okay, I want an 850 credit score? How do you do that?
So the first thing is this. It can't the credit score can't increase unless you actually work the credit every single month. So if you pay
So
all
you
your
have to have
bills on
activity.
time, right, which is what a lot of people recommend. I mean, I recommend being debt free as much as you can. But the truth is, for most people, we have to take it one step at a time. So most people don't have the money to, just buy a car. Most people don't have the money to, get their house. So what you do is, let me give you one example. So I've been through foreclosure, bankruptcy. I've been on food stamps. Everything that could happen has happened to me. So when I speak to people about money, I'm talking to us. It's not with us. It's not to anybody. It's with it, because I've been there, done that. So after the bankruptcy, my husband and I, we had to rebuild our credit. So this is what we did. So my 2 youngest daughters needed a car because they went back to school, but I didn't want them back and forth in Ubers and stuff like that.
Right.
So instead of going to pay cash for the car, which I can, what we did is we got finance, because our credit score is in the 700. We got finance. I took the whole dollar amount that I was going to pay for the car anyway. I put it
Mm-hmm.
in a separate account. I put it in an investment account. So we got the car loan. I got the money sitting to the side, but paying that car loan every month, I said, you know what, maybe we'll pay it for like 12 months. We'll pay it for like 18 months and watch the credit score go up, because it's a car loan from Chase. So Chase
Mm-hmm.
is a major bank. So when the credit bureaus see that you have credit lines from major companies, then your score is going to increase and increase and increase and increase. So what have I done? I put the money to the side. because, you know, God has blessed me to be able to do that. But at the same time, I still take the money from that account and pay that card note every single month. That is using the activity to build that
Mhm.
credit muscle. Now, once you build your credit muscle, once you get to, if your goal is to get to 800, once you get there, really it's nothing that can take your credit score down unless you make a late payment. So at that point, it's just about maintaining where you are. But to get
Mhm.
there, you literally have to exercise your credit muscle. So I tell people this: let's say you can't get a credit card right now. Let's say you apply for a credit card, you can't get one. There
Right.
are banks that are banks that'll give you a secured credit card. You'll put some money in a bank account, like $250, $500, $10,000, whatever you have, and then they
And
will
they
give you a
hold it
credit card.
for
Yeah,
that
they'll
amount.
hold it there. They'll hold it for that amount.
I
The
I
other thing,
did that.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
did that when I first came home from prison. I didn't have any credit because I had been gone for so long. I'd been gone almost 7 years, and I didn't have any credit history. And what I did was I took a lump sum of money, I put it in the bank, and then they like held it, and then they gave me, what was my, I think my first limit was like 10,000. It was either 10,000, it was like an odd number, 10,000 or 11,000, something weird like that, even
mm-hmm.
though I had gave them way more than that to hold, and they
Right,
held it there. And for that first year, I would use my card, I would pay it off each month, use my card, pay it off each month, and then after a
exactly.
year they increased my credit limit
Mm-hmm.
dramatically. They kept increasing it, and they gave me my money back that they were holding.
Exactly.
So that
Exactly.
helped me get my first card. But I want to say this because I don't want to get off the subject before I forget. So
Mm-hmm.
back to when I was telling you, I was asking how do I increase my score and things like that. I was trying to get a loan, and I was denied because of my felony record. That was one of the reasons why they denied me. And I was upset because I'm like, first of all, how, it wasn't like I could see if I had a crime based on money or money laundering or credit card scams or something like
Right,
that, and that's why they would like, the fact that you just had a felony period, they was
right.
denying it. So I'm like, so anybody that's like me, that's from where I'm from, that's probably trying to get a house or get anything, they can be denied because they have a felony. Like, so this is like another way that they redline us and keep us living where we have to live or
Yep.
renting or doing whatever, because they denied us because of that. And I was talking to my husband because I was pissed off, and I was like, there has to be some type of there has to be some type of law or something implemented that changes that. They even did it in the judicial system. People were going to the parole board and they were being denied parole based on their instant offense. And
Mm-hmm.
what was argued was, you're denying me my ability to have freedom based on my instant offense. My instant offense is never going to change. That's something that I
Right,
can't change. You tell
right.
me it's my behavior. You tell me I need to learn a trade. You tell me whatever. I can change that. I can never change my instant offense. So I'm like, unless, I'm cool with like Trump, who just pardons all his friends, you know,
Right.
I'm always going to have a felony on my record. So as long